us. We're going to start with Jeff Metcalf and then Alex Simon.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So you had that big game in the first playoff game, and then since then the playing time's been a little bit different. Just kind of how do you stay ready? And, you know, I'm sure you're anxious to get more opportunities out there. Can you just talk about that a little?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've proven myself this year and what I can do. And so now it's just up to the coaches and what lineup they want to go with. And so that's just the name of the game. That's what it's always been with me, is just stay ready. And when I get my opportunity to own it and do what the team needs me to do.
What the challenge that their guards create, what's that like for you guys on the defensive side? And then I guess trying to match them to just in offensive production.
Yeah, we just got to be better. I mean, it was a high scoring game. It's not our offense that is the issue. We just have to stick to the scout, know their tendencies, and make sure that we do that every possession. This is the type of game and the end of the season where you can't be messing up like we have been. So we have to do better on our part, and we will. We don't have an option.
The game really wasn't that one-sided. Maybe it might have felt that way a little bit, but when you look at it, you're right there. It's 4 points with like under a minute to go. So,
Yep.
I mean, there's some things that you can flip going into this game too that would make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, just like getting them, we need a rebound. They can't be getting offensive boards, second shot opportunities, but it's really just our knowing the scout, knowing their tendencies, and making sure we're executing and being on the same page in that regard.
Great, thanks.
We'll go to Alex Simon and then Paul Richardson.
Okay, so if you one of those tendencies that you talked about with their 3-point shooting on the regular season, they had the fewest attempts by far in the league. But to not only have 19 attempts for them, but for them to make 9, is that something that you guys probably find unacceptable if I'm reading your head nod right? But is that something that you think you can do better against and kind of make those 3-point shots tougher for them?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, that's just a typical thing that, you know, people always tend to go off on us in areas where they don't go off on anyone else. So I don't know why anyone's surprised. But I mean, all their starters were in double figures, almost to the 20s, if I'm not mistaken. And so we can let some people go off, but we can't let 10 people go off because that will kill us. We just can't do that. And their 3-point shooting, Williams was on fire. And so we have to do something different. We have to force her to the basket, and we're making those adjustments. We're going to do our part, but I mean, you can't really, it's hard to prepare for a team that, you know, never really shot the ball like they did against us. So now we know, and it's time to make the adjustment, move on.
And the value of the series in that way is you get the chance to make the adjustment, obviously, too.
Yes,
for that.
which is good, but we need to get this one. We need to steal one on their home court for sure.
Last one for me then, to stick to 3-point shooting, but on the other end, you guys have at times this season really been having a tough time with consistently hitting 3-pointers. You obviously have the big first round game, but is there something you think as a team right now that you guys need to do to make those shots? It seems like they're good shots. It's just, they're not falling right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of basketball. You're going to make some. I think everyone on this team are great shooters. And so it's a matter of getting the shooters the ball when they need it, and not a second late or a second early. Just kind of like BG. She needs the ball at a certain time. And if it's too late or too early, then it's not good. So it's the same thing with shooters is when they're open, we got to hit them.
Thanks, Sophie.
Yeah.
We'll go to Paul Richardson and then Kenneth.
Hey, so how you doing? A couple of quick ones from good. Thank you. A couple quick ones for me today. One, at this time of the season, I would think there's nothing surprising anymore. They know what you're going to do. You know what they're going to do. Does it just boil down to right now, the team that executes what they do better is going to come out on top?
Yeah, we're two great teams. Everyone has a lot of talent. It's a really good matchup for both teams, but now it's just like it's the small details of boxing out, of getting the 50-50 balls, of just doing the hustle plays. I mean, everyone can ball out, but it's a matter of doing the hustle plays and making sure that those are our balls.
And then lastly, Shay's been really struggling. When you have a teammate struggling like that, what do you guys do to mentally keep them in the game and knowing that, hey, that next one might be the one that gets you going?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's when it comes down to, your mental, getting your mind right and moving on next play. And it's funny because everyone thinks she's struggling, which she might be not scoring how we normally want her to, but she's still such a good defensive player and can pass the ball and can handle the ball. And so when she gets that opportunity to be in the game, she still does those things. We're just used to her scoring the ball a little more. So for her, we got full confidence in her, but she just has to let that thing fly. I mean, everyone goes through it, but you got to clear your head and let it go.
Cool. Hey, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Sorry, Paul. We'll go to Kenneth Minoj.
Hi, Sophie. Just wanted to ask you a couple questions. Firstly, heading into tonight's game, what did Coach really speak to the bench as to the focus for tonight? Only 11 points off the bench last game. Obviously, offense overall wasn't the main problem really, but comparatively to the Aces, who really found some offense off their bench with Kelsey Plum and Liz Cambridge, are you looking to control that more and mitigate them? Or is the bigger focus on improving the scoring output from your bench?
I mean, how many minutes did Kelsey play?
Kelsey played 26 minutes.
Yeah. So I think it's just they're getting the opportunity to play. So there you go.
Gotcha. And secondly, just for the on the interior, obviously a lot of the focus has been on the guard play from the Aces, but even on the interior side, they have just an immense amount of size that not many other teams quite have. Mercury, one of the teams, obviously with Griner, yourself, Thompson, like you have the size, but this is a team that seems like a different animal altogether with Stokes, with Cambridge, with Wilson. How do you look to combat that for the next game if we start to see the rebounding game really become more important in this next game?
Yeah, I mean, Stokes didn't hurt us. She had one shot, didn't make it. Cam Beige, I mean, she hit 1-3, maybe a layup. I'm not sure. I mean, Asia, she's always a threat. We've always got to be prepared to help Breezy out. Breezy's a great defender, but she needs help. And I don't think that some of those players are going to hurt us. It was the 3-point shots that were killing. So it was their guard play. It was them getting downhill. It was them getting the 3 and game play. They really could do whatever they wanted. So we just have to make the adjustment and take away at least one of those things. So our team can prepare for taking the other 2 away.
We'll end with Rafiq Lewison.
This is Rafiq with Nothing But That Sports Talk. I just want to ask you, what do you do to work on your jump shots, game in and game out, practice in and practice out, especially going to tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, you're at the point of the season where you can't kill your body. So it's hard. You're trying to get shots up. You're trying to not kill your joints at the same time. And so I think it's just about repetition, getting your mind right, and just making sure your body's healthy. I mean, we're at this point of the season that you can shoot, so it's kind of a mind game right now. But I think you just have to make sure that you're feeling good, your body's right, and you're getting those repetition shots to make sure you're still in rhythm.
All right, thanks, Sophie.
Thank you all.